Hello viewers and welcome back to Dukascopy TV. Now in May, Swiss voters rejected a 3.1 billion franc order for Gripen fighter jets. Here to discuss this a little bit further is Editor-in-Chief of the Swiss Military Review, Alexandre Vautravers. Thank you very much for coming in today, Alexandre.
Thank you.
Now, for those unfamiliar perhaps with this story, can you expand on it a little bit for us?
The Swiss Air Force has two different types of combat aircraft, one which was purchased in the 1990s, the other one in late 1978. And these 1978 vintage fighters are not able to fly at night or in bad weather and obviously needed to be replaced. And that was the whole deal, to replace 56 relatively old and less capable jets with 22 state-of-the-art Gripen E fighters. All sorts of different evaluations took place since 2009. A final decision on the type of aircraft that was selected was taken in 2013. The Federal Council, the two chambers of Parliament, approved this purchase of 3.126 billion Swiss francs, and eventually on the 18th of May, the Swiss people majoritarily, 53.4%, rejected that purchase.
Now, why was this vote rejected?
Definitely there's a problem of the political process. What was voted on is actually, or against rather, is actually the funding, the financial applications of this purchase of Gripen E fighters, not really the type of aircraft. So definitely on the political side there were many different complications, especially within Parliament. I would say it was very much perceived, this vote was very much perceived as a vote of non-confidence against our present Minister of Defense.
Now, Saab, the company that develops these jets, their stocks fell the most in 10 months in the wake of this decision. Was market response almost more surprising than the vote response itself?
Surprising because I think it means that people don't really know in detail how the Saab group functions and what its connections are with the Swedish government. I think the economy that has most lost from this choice is actually not so much the Saab company or even the Swedish government, which was adamant in signing this deal, but it's rather the Swiss economy because of the 2.6 billion compensation agreements that the Swedish government actually promised it would purchase, it would execute in the Swiss market, in the Swiss economy.
What is next then for Saab and for Gripen? You've got Chairman Markus Wallenberg has stated that a rejection of the deal by Swiss voters won't mean the end of Gripen's development. But what are the economic consequences? It's
a very difficult market to sell state-of-the-art, next-generation combat airplanes because not only are these very expensive, but also there are few countries that are really free to choose the type of aircraft and the country that is going to sell them combat aircraft. Many have, how should I say, dependencies with either American suppliers or Russian suppliers or European suppliers. So there are few countries in the world out there that can really choose from an independent airplane manufacturer. One of them, interestingly, has been Brazil, and I would say that the deal that has gone through with Brazil is going to safeguard Saab's recent or immediate future within the next 5 to 10 years. After that, it's going to be a very difficult time to sell or even to develop further independent combat aircraft, such as the Gripen, either by Saab or by the French manufacturer Dassault, because it is a lot of money. There's a lot of political strings attached to this. Eventually, it's going to be extremely difficult altogether because of the abundance or the excess of supply of second-hand, relatively good aircraft that are being sold or sold off from the US stocks, from European stocks. So definitely I would say in the coming years it's going to be a very tough market for Saab.
Alexandre, thank you very much for coming in and sharing what is a really interesting topic with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alexandre Vautravers there of the Swiss Military Review. Want to hear more from market insiders? Then stay tuned to Dukascopy TV. Goodbye for now.